Alright y'all, Peep game. Growing up in the hood as a kid, you develop what most will call a sixth sense, where your awareness is taken to the next level and you damn near develop hockey in a sense. I mean, you can feel danger when it lurks and you naturally pick up on certain signs that tell you you're about to get caught lacking. And I don't know about you guys, but the one thing I hated about growing up in the hood was the fear of being jumped. When I'm walking down the block and I see a group of delinquents, sometimes just crossing the street won't help. When you hear the, "Hey yo, what's good, kid?" and you look over your shoulder and you see 5 brawlic barbarians walking towards you at the same time to throw on those burners and blast off like Jimmy Neutron. But what happens when you're a character in your favorite anime who's standing up to a gang of enemies who are all looking for blood? Are you folding and taking off on the first quarter? Or are you standing on shit and taking on the 1v20? I don't know about you, but I'm going all out. Just like we're going all out in today's video, looking at some of the best squad wipes in anime, where we basically just have one badass character taking on a group of enemies all by themselves and basically soloing the entire party without breaking a sweat. And trust me when I say some of these fights, you don't want to miss. So go ahead and drop a like if you enjoy content like this, and let's get straight into it. So the first fight we're taking a look at today technically isn't a 1v20, but if you ask me, the result would have been the same. And the fight I'm talking about is none other than Obanai and Sanemi taking on a horde of demons in the newest season of Demon Slayer. If you don't know, or if you're not caught up in Demon Slayer, Sanemi is the Wind Hashira while Obanai is the Snake Hashira. And Hashiras are the strongest fighters in the Demon Slayer corps. And trust me, that name isn't just for show. So a ghoul kidnaps a shawty and takes her back to Luigi's mansion to introduce her to all the homies, and Sanemi and Obanai set out on a mission to rescue shawty before she ends up turning into this year's Thanksgiving. And they're being backed up by the likes of these 2 random NPCs and step into Sin's fortress before being surrounded by 100 Goonies all looking to add them into today's lunch menu. And as soon as the first demon pops out of the woodwork to devour NPC number 1 while he's caught lacking, ooh, and a flawless cut from Obanai. He slices up the demon with a Viper Strike while Sanemi comes in with the instant assist to kick off the Smash Brothers brawl. Left and right, these 2 are plowing through demons like it's another day in the dojo, and you can just see the twisted smile my boy Sanemi has on his face before treating this demon like he's in Modern Warfare 3. Meanwhile, you have the 2 NPCs in the back barely able to kill off 1 demon without getting their heads bitten off. Pathetic. You 2 head back to the hood. You're just in the way at this point. Scram, brats, or I'll put you into a pack next. All the demons were taken out and everything seems to be in the clear, but shawty screams out to let the boys know that the mission still isn't over, and Sanemi instantly locks in before launching into the air and shaking the room with blunt breathing, 5th form, Zaza slicing wind, snake breathing, 2nd form, suffering succotash. Flawless, and I mean flawless execution from 2 of the hood's strongest. Scar coming in and shutting down the room with his legendary blunt breathing that'll leave anyone zooted, and Orochimaru doubling back to show everyone whose King Cobra was absolutely magnificent. But the job's still not done. While the Dooney Demon takes off with shawty over his shoulders into the back of the boondocks, Scarface gives chase before being bombarded by demons left and right to try and slow him down. But my mans, if you're gonna try to pull chase, don't start running to the last minute. This allows the Oni to damn near escape jumping onto the roof, and before Sanemi could even make the next move, he instantly gets surrounded again by a gang of necromorphs who crawl out of every nook and cranny to try and take my mans out. So Orochi decides to take the lead on this one while leaving Sanemi to go rescue shawty, and he pulls up with the snake breathing, 6th form, slithering serpent strike. Again, another perfect attack from Obanai. Meanwhile, Sanemi finally catches up with the kidnapping demon and is met with another group of necromorphs. They might as well just hang it up because before they even got the chance to strike, Sanemi comes in with the blunt breathing, second form, chronic wind of death. They couldn't even get near this man before getting turned into a can of Chef Boyardee. And man, this shit is good. So the boot demon says, fine, you want Shawty so bad? You can have her. And he tosses her off the edge, but Obanai comes in just in the nick of time and Sanemi goes in and try and finish what they started. But as soon as they jump over the edge, they're instantly teleported straight into the gulag where every Dooney demon imaginable is lurking behind every corner. And some of these niggas look like they just got fired from Monsters Incorporated. But right before Sanemi was about to deliver the death-dealing blow, the door shuts right in front of him and both Hashiras are brought back to the real world in an instant. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the first fight comes to a close. Phenomenal teamwork between the two. Looking back, we can see why these two were named Hashiras. They were able to take out demons left and right without little to any effort, whereas the two NPCs from before barely got off a good kill. I feel like we could have seen a little more effort coming from Sanemi with him casually taking a stroll like he's out at the park, but besides that, wonderful job between the both of them. But now let's shift over to modern day Japan where the next fight takes place in one of the newest animes on the block, Windbreaker. If you haven't heard of it, it's basically an anime very similar to Tokyo Revengers but with everything done right. The story mainly keys in on a boy named Hakuda Sakura who is a freshman from out of town attending Fuden High School, aka the hooded school on the west side of the tracks. It's filled to the teeth with delinquents, gangbangers, drug dealers, and pimps. But most importantly, it's made up of niggas who love to throw hands. And Sakura is willing to do whatever it takes to reach the top and be crowned the head honcho. So everything starts off with a shawty named Kotaha-san getting harassed by this group of pleasant, well-mannered gentlemen who were only looking to share an intellectual conversation over the theory of relativity. But when she refused to further partake in their offer, Sakura comes from behind to remind these niggas that they're on the wrong side of the hood. Homie wasn't trying to hear it and he tried sneaking him with a left hook, but Panda Man was too fast and he hits him with a left-right goodnight. Homie must have had a glass chin because he went down easier than your girl when she... Nah, I'ma chill. But remember this moment because of course it's gonna come back later. So fast forward later that same day, the same gang of niggas from the north shows up to start trashing the town and looting shit worse than they did in Philly. And the whole town isn't trying to go outside because they're scared they'll be caught up in the mix. And the same nigga Sakura knocked out in the beginning of the episode catches him walking down the street lacking, but the main difference this time, homie has his whole squad on his back. Now, at this moment, any regular guy would have taken off without a word being said and nobody would have said anything because any normal dude wouldn't want to get jumped by a group of 30 thugs. But what homie failed to realize from the hair and the eyes is Sakura isn't normal. He automatically squares off on homie and has him seeing flashing lights like Kanye, and this is where we get one of the best squad wipes in anime history. Sakura takes off instantly blitzing the first guy before jumping in the air and hitting this nigga with a dynamic entry. Then he starts to tango with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different niggas and gut checks this one dude before locking in and tornado kicking the next two, punching homie dead in his nose, molly-whopping the next two, and flipping this nigga on his back while dodging the last goon before hitting him with a Tatsumaki Senpai. At this point, if I'm with a group of homies trying to jump one nigga and he's cooking all of us, I'm the first one gone because what difference could I make? But that doesn't stop these niggas from rushing in anyway. Chin check, left hook, bitch slap, right jab. And how the hell did this nigga dodge a bat from behind his back? I don't know, but Sakura is making this shit look effortless and we even get a first person perspective of a beatdown before we switch back and have this looking like we're on the set of John Wick 4. They can't even get in a single hit, and Sakura has them playing the hokey pokey before he does homie right here the nastiest and gives him the meanest rib shot I done damn near ever seen. So one dude gets the bright idea to take Shawty hostage with a knife and try to slow Sakura down, but that won't work. He takes out Buddy in a split second and activates his Sharingan to use Roaring Tiger Strike on one nigga, making him damn near eat the gum off the bottom of his shoe and have him kiss straight concrete. But that still doesn't slow them down, and they go in to rush Sakura again before he effortlessly takes out each goon one by one like he's the main character in a beat 'em up. But it's starting to look like his punches are getting a little more soft because these niggas are getting up faster than a big bitch at a health convention, and they keep applying pressure to Sakura, who turns into Sanji with back-to-back kick courses. But he ends up getting his Achilles sliced while getting caught off guard by Babe Booth, who tried taking him out to the ball game. And when it's looking like Todoroki is about to take his first L, one of the bros show up to take the hit, and instantly Gary Goodriches this nigga with an elbow to the face. Then we switch over to get a shot of these three like they're walking into Arlong Park, and Shark Boy just turns this bat into a boomerang like that shit ain't made out of metal. Reinforcements finally arrive, ladies and gentlemen, and trust me, these niggas aren't just pushovers either. They got the whole hood going crazy over the brawl that's going down as we start to reach the finale. But remember the nigga from the very beginning who tried risen up Shawty? Well, I don't either, but Sakura does. And he leaps into the sky before coming down hard with a guillotine axe kick, fully knocking out my mans who thought he had an assassin build but found out it was Cap. And from there, that caps off one of the best mob fights in anime history. And last but not least, we have a squad wipe everyone in the anime community would agree is a certified hood classic. It's an oldie, but definitely a goodie. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, today we'll be taking a look at Aizen versus damn near every captain and visor in a Gotei 13. That's right, you know we couldn't do this video without mentioning either Aizen or Madara. And if you would like to see me talk about the deadliest shinobi in history, run up the likes on this video. So this fight takes place in fake Karakura town where the Gotei 13 and our Ankars are going at it in an all-out war to see who will possess the Hogyoku. And it's looking like the Shinigami are coming out on top. They're not only able to take down a few of the top Espada, but even Aizen's left-hand man, the Flea, fell in the fray. So when it's looking like things are growing more and more one-sided, Aizen says, fuck it. You know what? You want something done? You have to do it yourself. He cuts down his third strongest Espada, Holly-Bell, and goes in to fight every single captain and visored all by himself. And the first person up on the chopping block is none other than Shinji. I find it kind of poetic to see the former captain have to fight his former lieutenant. Will he be able to put a stop to the chaos Aizen started over 100 years ago? Well, let's find out. Shinji kicks things off by activating his Shikai and making Aizen go crazy off the Sherm, having him see everything backwards and mixing up his input commands. It's looking like Aizen is barely able to keep up since his sense of sight is completely thrown off balance, and Shinji goes in for what looks like the final blow. But all of a sudden, what's this? Aizen was immediately able to turn the tide and play a reverse Uno card on Shinji. He may have been able to affect his sense of sight, but Aizen's ability is probably the most overpowered in anime history, allowing him to control all 5 senses at once. But that doesn't stop Ichigo, who emerges from the deep depths of the gulag to try and sneak Aizen with a Getsuga Tensho! Did that have any effect? Of course it didn't! Aizen uses Mirror Force to completely negate Ichigo's attack before closing the distance between them and reading Ichigo like he's the newest JJK chapter. Ichigo takes the bluff and dons his new Hollow Mask before unleashing a malevolent Getsuga, but completely misses and allows Aizen right into his blind spot. He then tells Ichigo that no matter what he does, his blade can't touch him. And this sets Ichigo off, causing him to rampage, but Aizen is just too quick. And Ichigo quickly begins to realize that this is going absolutely nowhere. And just when it's looking like Ichigo is about to give up, the rest of the captains step in to take over the fight and get their get back for Aizen's betrayal. And the first one up to bat is Hitsugaya. This nigga has held a grudge against Aizen for what he did to Momo back in the Soul Society arc, so it's only fitting that he be the first one to try and get his revenge. And coming in with a heavy blow from the corner pocket, we have Captain Ponytail, whose attack barely connects. But Hitsugaya isn't having it. He activates his Bankai and rushes in to give Aizen the cold shoulder, but he dodges before getting clapped by two booty cheeks. Getting crushed by Love and Scooby. But none of it had any effect since Aizen is just too fast. So Michael Jackson and Maki steps into the fray next before Love comes back with a battering ram looking to hit a home run. But Aizen instantly parries and Scooby comes back to solve the mystery, but Mudada. Aizen isn't even phased in the slightest. He steps into the paint to show Scooby who's the top dog, and Scooby tries to team up with Shaggy to run a two-man, but Aizen wasn't having it. And he tells him all dogs go to heaven before cutting him down like he wasn't a pick of the litter. And Clifford tries to go in for one last attack, but he's too slow. And Aizen takes off one of his paws, sending him straight to the pound. Then, Prince and Michael try to run the next two-man, but Aizen just grabs his nigga's whip with his bare hand and sends him back to Neverland before using the same whip on Prince and leaving him delirious. Maki tries to sneak an attack from behind, but that only ended up getting her cursed tool sliced in half, followed by her body. So Soifon shows up to bat next, activating Shadow Clone Jutsu in order to distract Aizen from Frozone's attack. And she marks him with the symbol of death before going in for the final blow to end off the battle. It looks like the captains were finally able to pull through and defeat... Wait, Nani? This man is still alive and was able to overcome the killer sting from the Queen Bee. And right before he was about to put her into a pack, Shikamaru pops out the cut and deals a blow straight through his chest, opening up the chance for Hitsugaya to blitz and deal a death-dealing blow. But Aizen isn't cracking. He doesn't let up his guard and tries looking for an opening, but what he doesn't realize is that Shinji was running a play the entire time and had Aizen gone off the shrooms again, allowing Hitsugaya to finally finish what Aizen started. This was a long time coming. And I know this man was just dreaming about being the one to finally put this man into the dirt. But wait, hold on. What the fuck are you niggas doing? Nigga, you just stabbed Momo. Aw, hell nah. Aizen duped everybody and took out the two no-names before they even had a chance to draw their swords. I mean, that's their fault though. Those niggas should have known when they saw Momo just getting up and walking on her own when she damn near lost her life to the abomination. This causes Hitsugaya to black out and rush Aizen in pure rage, but he left himself wide open and gets sliced in half with the ice pick. Then Soifon rushes in, but she automatically gets clapped. Shinji and Shunsui rush in to strike next, but one completely misses while the other gets shook worse than Reggie Miller when he got crossed up by Allen Iverson. This nigga Aizen literally just soloed the entire squad, and he didn't even let his braid fall out of place.